What does it mean to coom, man? We talking about rising up, man. We talking about coom. Generally means to rise up, to stand. So a lot of brothers and sisters say quam, right? You know what I mean? The quam comes from the coom, like kumbaya or HaWah, or takum say, or Daniel el kum, to rise. Who rises up? Who takes a stand? Using all the expected ways from getting up, from a prostrate position. All right, Exodus 21, Joshua 3, a kneeling position, 1 Kings, or a sitting position, Genesis 25. It may indicate the start of a journey, my naga. So when you hear that kumbaya or hawa, or just kum hawa, when you put it together with the Hebrew, it all makes sense. The kum is to rise, the ba'at is the house, man. So it's the house that HaWah rises up in or through. It means that HaWah's raising your house, raising your frequency, raising your vibration, man. We're just talking to kum, man, to kum. I mean, even here you got the kum. They even spelled it sometime with the KUM. So the K's and the Q's are interchangeable, and that's what we're gonna really start seeing, man. It's the K's and the Q's, right? Kumisi. We're just talking Daniel, son of Moses, or son of David. Because remember, Daniel is also Kiliab. Kiliab is one of the sinless men, right? He's one of four ancient Israelites who died without sin. The other three is Benjamin, Jesse, and Amram. All right. I mean, we go deep on Press of John 51. Make sure you get that on the YouTube, man. Kiliab, also known as Daniel, all right, was the second son of David. And we never know when we read in the book of Daniel that we're talking about David's boy, David's son. So much so that he looked just like his pops. What does it say down here? According to Rashi, Rabbi Isaac said that some questioned whether Abigail was pregnant through Daniel or her first husband, because she was a widow, right? Nabal. Therefore, HaWah arranged that Kiliab would resemble David. So Kiliab literally means, which can be translated, perfection of the father, is a reference to or cause of that legend. So Kiliab means perfection of the father. What father? David. Because he resembled David. Because David didn't know if that was his son or not. I mean, so HaWah arranged, right, that Kiliab would resemble David, right? So now we got this Daniel, we got this Kiliab, we got this Kum. We can see clearly that this Kum is the same Kum. The Kum is the Kum, man. So are we talking this Kum, Qum, or are we talking KUM or CUM, just like come here, rise up, come here, make a stand, right? From getting up, from a prostrate position, all right, a kneeling position, it means you're taking a stand. You're taking a rise, man. You're taking a stand. So let's go. Let's take a stand. Now remember, man, this Daniel el Kiliab, one of the most prominent early scholars in Karaite Judaism, right? But we got all this, you know what I'm saying, all the water flowing through this so that we can see clearly that we're just talking the Kara Katai. Kara means black, Kara Katai. Prester John is leading the Karaites, the Kara Katai. Now, they weren't down with this Talmudism. They weren't down with the oral law. They were only down with the Torah. They were only down with the written. He flourished at the end of the beginning of the 10th century, was a native of Damaghan, capital of the province Kumis. All right, so now we got us thinking about this Kumi, so this Qumran, just like the Dead Sea Scrolls got the Qumran. I mean, you know, we're just surfing the wave. Remember, man, we talked about the American wars. America's been at war 93% of the time, 222 out of 229 or 39 years. And we're scrolling through all these wars, right, against the Chickamauga, right? Chickamauga. We went all the way down I mean, all this is the same. Chickamauga, remember we got that. Those were the Cherokees that broke off from the other ones that wanted to make the treaties. Now you got Tecumseh. Now that C-U-M is the same, right? That's the K-U-M or the Q-U-M. War of 1812, 1811, Tecumseh's War. Now what it appears, my Nagas, that this was one of your last stands, man. This was one of the last stands of the Negro in America. The noble image, man. The priest king, the queens. We're talking Queen Khalifa, man. We're talking Kamehameha, king of Hawaii, the brother who united the Hawaiian Islands. We're talking about the last stand in the 1800s. And what's it got to do with Israel? What does this have to do with Israel, my Naga? Is this one of your last prophets? Because remember, Tecumseh has a brother who is also called the prophet, just like Moses and Aaron. We're just talking Moses, right? Daniel, son of Moshe. So is Daniel the son of Moses? Or is Daniel the son of David? Or is David Moses? We're talking phantoms. We're talking reflections. Right now we're talking to Kum. So break this down in the Hebrew. You got the ta, right? The tau, the ta. The te is the ta. Where's the Hebrew chart, man? Where's the Hebrew chart? There we go. There we go. All right, man. I mean, you're talking about your aleph, your bet, your gam, your dal, your HaWah. So when we say HaWah, it's not hey, right? It's it's a breath. Look, reveal, you breathe. And then the wah is the tent peg. Security. So we say the breath of security. Then you get your Zion. Your Zion is your food, your cutoff, your nourishment. Last letter is the Tau, right? The Christians just say, oh, that's Jesus, man. Nah, man, that's the last letter of the Hebrew. It literally means the mark, the sign. But they hijack the mark and they hijack the sign. So Tecumseh is Ta, the mark. The mark. The mark. Ta, Kum, rises. The sign that rises. The sign that rises. Sa, man, I mean, break that down in the Hebrew is very interesting as well. When you put this Sa, just put S-E-N, Hebrew. Let go, let go, let go. I'm on daddy daycare, man. I gotta get back to things, man. Let me see if I can just do a short link here. Here we go. Let's check out this Sa. Oh, you didn't know this was Hebrew, my Naga? Let's go. Let's go. Sa. Let's go. One of the flock, the lamb, man. We're talking the sacrificial lamb, Jack. So Tecumseh, Ta, the Tau that rises, the lamb who is the mark that HaWah is rising, is raising. Remember the Kum. We're just talking about making a stand, man. So when you put all this together, you know, the one who HaWah rises to make a stand, right? But the lamb, we're talking about the sacrificial lamb, the what? We're just talking about the Sa. We're talking about Tecumseh. And again, you got the Qumran, so you can look at the Qum and the Qumran in the Dead Sea Scrolls. Also spelled with a K at times, with the Qum. See how they say it right there? Qumran, right? The K. Let's go. I mean, when you put it all together, man, it all starts to make sense. And love the Thai Battle who dropped this great PDF on us, man, about Tecumseh's wars, the history of ancient America. Let go, let go. You're just talking about the history of ancient America, all right? The identity of aboriginals with the Israelites. The courteous reader, in the tracing of the fate of Tecumseh as depicted in these pages of his life, would not fail to observe the strong analogy between the religious statements of the chief of the forest and those of the ancient Hebrews. Body bag for the illusion.